G'day guys, what's going on? Late on Friday afternoon. Okay, what are we doing? Transit van. I'm a big Bedford fan, but this thing's sweet. But before we look at this, I'll give you the backstory. So I don't know if you guys remember, there's videos on there, my mate Andrew, where my eldest daughter lives, that goes to uni. She lives at his place down in Brisbane. Been good mates for years. Remember the split screen combi we pulled out of that backyard years ago? That's Andrew. But he rang the other day and said, look, I'm going out this farm, Killambone, out the back near you. He goes, I've got to pick up a, there's an EH there that I'm going to give to the guy that's been tuning. He's got a pretty big horsepower Gemini. And he goes, but he needs a few bits and pieces off this thing. But he said there's like one of those H series utes out there. You can have that if you want, man. And there's one of those bloody vans you like, those Bedfords. And that's what that was supposed to be. But I got this ute, which isn't too bad. Like, there's a little bit of rustle on the tailgate, but it's fairly straight. The carcass is actually good because they're normally really bent up through here. The motor's in the backyard, I haven't even looked at any of that. But it gives me another sump. It's tail shaft, another bell housing. This side's not actually too bad. Don't laugh at me, guys. Gutters and that are alright. It's quite good around the screen. It's a HT, if anyone's wondering. But yeah, this quarter here, don't look at that bit. It's got a blue dash, which is just great. There's the cylinder head, just where you want it in the driver's side. But yeah, she's a beast. But I do have 4 others, remember? So yeah, just in case it goes through. What else we got going on? Just on the phone, my Bobcat that blew up ages ago, we've got that apart finally. That's how much I ended up taking it to a mate to get done because I just don't have time. But it did bend a rod and it's had water in the cylinder for ages, so I think we're going to put an exchange motor in that instead of trying to rebuild one. But anyway, that's how it goes, isn't it? I do have other footage there of other stuff I've done. I may, depending on how much footage we get from this van, I might upload some of that. But anyway, okay, so this is a transit van, 6-cylinder 200 motor, as you can see. No windows, no rust in the gutters. How cool is this door? But like the full posty pedo van. That's sweet. Just need a bag of boiled lollies there and we're set. But it's still got, let's see, look, door trims are still on it. How good's that? The seats are still original. That's a bit rooted, but the dash is quite nice. It's 3-speed manual. Look how cool this little shifter is though. Like, how good's that? The indicator stalk's broken. It doesn't have rust, but it's sort of got whatever that is. But I think it was a postie van because see, it was red. So it's still running the old log motor, which is fine. The wheels don't really turn. I'm going to put some tyres on this thing. She's pretty sweet, no windows. When the young bloke was helping me get it out of the paddock, he got in to move it and he goes, oh, I think there was a snake in there. He goes, I sort of saw a tail. So he's got me a bit spooked, to be honest. But it's it was a camper. I haven't even really looked in here. There's old water pump things and looks like there was a bed up in there. There's some speakers and stuff. An old tin. I don't know what's in that. There's a fucking tyre. That's the last thing I need is more tyres. She's pretty cool. Like, it's got the old caravan light up in the roof. It's got that sunroof, which absolutely sucks, but it is a bubble one, so that makes it a little bit better, I suppose. But windowless, how good's that? Yeah, so in the doors and that, it isn't rusted out. Look, it's actually really good for one of these. I just wish it was a Bedford, to be honest. But yeah, so I've just found a battery for it, so we're going to try and start it, guys, and see what it's going to do. I haven't got any fuel down here. I'm actually waiting for a guy. I've done a deal on a Ford Ranger, swapping this car. There's another wagon down there for his missus, and there's another car up there. He's going to get the motor out and he's going to do an engine swap, but I don't care about that. Found a motor for, I don't even know if you have seen the XR8 yet, have you? Anyway, it's got noisy timing chains and it throws a code for cylinder 6, but then I was speaking to some guys the other day. I picked some parts up for another guy and he's got a motor down there, but then the Bobcat motor today, I need more money. Anyway, righto, so this all looks pretty complete. I haven't done anything yet, so I don't know how much charge is in that battery, but we might just hit the starter and see what it's going to do, and then we'll go from there, eh? Just make sure it's in out of thing, eh? There's the key, light come on the dash. You heard that, didn't you? You heard it just turn over. Righto, so I'm gonna go and get some fuel and shove some fuel down its throat. And we won't even check anything else. Oh, we'll check oil. We might do that right now. Maybe I should have done that before I hit the key. I'm a bit excited. Can you tell? Yeah, it's like syrup. Look. No, it's fine. It'll be good. Bloody good. Can't find the hole now. There it is. It's got fur around it. That's why I found it. There we go. Rightio. Okay. Sweet. Got this, alright, let's go for a walk, get some fuel. I got this BT50 in the other day that was supposed to have a blown head gasket, but I don't think it does. I reckon I'll order a radiator for it today, and I reckon it'll come up mint. Just trying to think what else has come in, guys, that I can show you. I got another Navara because I wanted this tub for the other Navara up there. So this come in, so I got that for that, but I don't, yeah. This thing come in, it's not a WRX. It snapped the whole transfer case and gearbox. It does have WRX seats in it, but yeah, but it's a turd. Doesn't have a turbo. What else has come in lately? I don't think there's anything up through there for to look at. I think I've sold these Fairlanes to Micah, unless someone else wants to come and buy them, because we were supposed to get them weeks ago. So there's that one there for parts, and then there's this one here. This is like a mad patina interior, and it's on point. Like, it's so good in the interior. Like, look how good those seats in that are. So if anyone wants a Fairlane, hit me up. You can go out, like, it turns over and I can get it to fire, but that's as far as I've got with it, and I'm not interested. So yeah, it's yeah, this come in, it's a manual one, XR6. I can't get it to run either. I've had a minimal look at it, but yeah, but it's manual, so I don't know what we'll do with that, but I'm sure that we will do something at some stage when I get 5 minutes, which is never. But yeah, Neralee's keen on motorbikes at the moment, so I've been going riding and got bikes and that going, which has been great. I bought a Patrol. Yeah, this thing. I don't know if it's unlocked. Oh, it is, sweet. But this is the best bit. This is the whole reason I bought it. Hang on. There we go. Would you have a go at that? RB30. And it's already been injected, and yeah, so it's an easy turbo conversion now. So I've been ordering bits and pieces for it. I've got most of the turbo kit, but I plan to pull the body off this because I bought it because of the motor is good and it runs and drives, and the chassis is in real good shape. But then it turned up, it's got that dent, I knew about that, but most Patrols are rooted, like, whereas this thing's mint, like, through the gutters, around the windows, to the point where even the little plastic things are still on here, and the doors just open mint. It's not rusted out. So yeah, I can't really chop that one up now, so I'm back to square one with my other stuff that I already had. So yeah, anyway, fuel. Let's grab some fuel, and trying to think what else you just want to see what I've been doing. I bought a big 3-phase MIG welder, mostly for the extension leads for the 3-phase, which is pretty cool. Neralee's bike and mine, and yeah, it's been good going riding with her. Yeah, bloody little shit went and got a big back job tattoo 2 days ago. Didn't tell her dad, hid from me. Everyone else knew except for me. When I walked in the tattoo shop while she was halfway through it, how did you find out? Yeah. And Aaron, the tattooist, looks up, goes, "Sorry, Red, she told me not to tell you." Great. The Skyline King didn't come through. Anyway, it is what it is. She's a good kid. Righto, I'll get some fuel. We'll go at the front. What's the odds of this thing just starting and running? Surely I'm not that lucky, but I'd love to be. Let's find some fuel. Righto, got some fuel down the throat of the carby. So let's see if she's gonna do anything.
Fuck, she talks some sense into me.
Oh, you're fucking gotta be kidding me.
Whoa.
How good's that? it's gonna go. Wow, all right. Sweet, I might stick some more in there and try and work out a throttle. I might get Lockie to turn the key for me. Fuck yeah. All right, I'll put some more fuel in there and I'll get him to turn the key. We'll see if we can't get her to shoot some flames. Go, give it another go, see what she can do. After I get the throttle sorted, I might get the jump pack too. Just put the jump pack on it. I've got to pull the throttle apart, but we'll have one more little play with it. I might just pour some fuel down the throat once more, see if it fires. I just done a deal on this thing, on a Ranger. Done a swap deal with some other cars, so I've got to go and drop that off now. But yeah, it's manual. It's a beast. Yeah, needs a bit of this and a bit of that, but it'll be all right. Got to go pick up the flares for it and stuff. But anyway, let's put some more fuel down this thing and. Yeah, how good's that? I wonder if it's disc brake or not. Probably not. It is drum brake. Drum brake, but it's got a booster, so brakes must be alright on them. Righto, fuel. One last go, and then I'll do some other work. But we'll be back on this tomorrow, and then shoot. It wants to go, like it goes to fire. But it's just the throttle, see, like, it's just, yeah, she's a shot duck. Oh, hang on. Oh, yeah, it'll go now. She'll be a bloody brand new beast. Let's back that throttle off. So it must be just holding wide open. No. But still, it fired. That's what matters. So I'll pull all that apart. We'll pull the dizzy cap off, clean the points, fuel. Is there anything in that pump? Hope there's not, because if it pulls fuel up out of the tank, then we're screwed. But anyway, righto, I've got to do some work and come back. How good's that part? I'm excited. It's going to be mad. Put some tyres up to it tomorrow. Yeah, beast. It sort of just needs to have a lot of lowered. What do you reckon? Heap of lowered and then widen these stockos up. Should be a beast. Need a bag of boiled lollies and we'll be set. Right, I changed the speed a little bit. The Ranger that I've done that deal on, the Transit's still down there. I haven't been back to it because I've been busy, but in order for me to do, all right, this is why there's no videos a lot of the time, because I'll start on that Transit, something else will have to get done. So I film, but I don't get an ending to that. So there'll be an ending to that another time, but for now I've got to get this here done, and I think I found the problem. Last night, done some research, because what's actually happening, the wires to the airflow meter, I looked at it the other day, were a bit shitty, and that's what it feels like, because you drive along and it just noses over, which is what a airflow meter MAF sensor generally does. If it's not working, it doesn't read the amount of air properly. But finally getting to drive it properly yesterday, when it noses over, it cuts all the power. Like you get a flash from the oil pressure light and a flash from the brake light and stuff like that on the dash, the warning lights. So there's a short somewhere in the wiring. So I've done a heap of Googling last night, and anyone that's been on forums, like as soon as you say it noses over a bit, oh, fuel filter, injectors. It's not the fuel filter and it's not the injectors. Like it's just not, but every single thing straight away, it's the, anyway. What I found was one obscure little video that showed on a Ranger where that wiring sits, and it does that, and it rubs on that bit just there. I don't know if you can see in there, that bit. So I'm about to cut all this apart, but I'm guessing once I get in here, because it sits there like that, right, and rubs through. So I'm about to cut this apart, and let's have a look inside there, and I'm guessing that there'll be bare wires touching in there, that every now and again when you go to accelerate, the motor moves just a bit, it's squishing those wires. And then, because it's throwing up codes for stuff like low voltage for cam sensor, crank sensor, and all that sort of stuff, which is what that wiring there would be. So I'm guessing there's a break in there. So I'm going to chop that apart now. Yeah, I hope you understand about the videos, because I want to get this video up today. But there's not enough in the Transit stuff. I don't have time to piss about with that because it's Sunday now and I've got work again tomorrow. But I want to play with this. It's sort of, I work a lot, and the only perks to working a lot and buying a lot of these cars is getting to play with them. And sometimes I'll play with them enough to know what's wrong, and then I'll move on to the next one. I'll get back to it later. So if you guys are happy to roll like that, videos can come. If you need complete videos of complete projects, maybe I'm not the man for you at this point. Later on, when I'm here at the workshop. Sorry for rambling, let's get into this. Well, that sucks. I was pretty confident that was going to be the issue, but I've just pulled all that apart and I can't see any rub throughs there. I checked out that as well because it looked dodgy. Here looked like it was rubbed. I've gone through that. Next thing is I'll find the cam sensor. It's bloody hot out here. I'll find the cam sensor, the one that keeps throwing the code, and I will trace it back and see what it finds. The problem I have is there's so much dodgy wiring in this thing. Yeah, so much stuff's been added on and carried on with and stuff, so yeah, I'll find it. It's just a case of work through it and see what I can do. But yeah, one thing that troubles me a little bit is the power lead comes out of here, down to here and down to this block here, and it looks all corroded and shit, so I might even pull the battery out and redo all those terminals in there. See all that corrosion? Could be something as silly as that, just dropping voltage and yeah, doing that. I'm not sure. Just not sure. Worst case scenario is I'll take it to the auto elecs and they can do it. I know that Kingatow Auto Electrics, they're freaking awesome. They'll find it pretty easily, so I'll spend another hour on it today and then I think it can go to them to get sorted. I've got other stuff to do, but yeah. Righto, might put the scan tool on again, pull the codes again, and I might just do a quick Google search and find out where the cam sensor is on this thing and pull this battery out. I'm wondering if it could be that, because it's like it drops voltage altogether, and if they're corroded and the connections aren't real good, when it, because the pump would be electric, because if it draws too much power and doesn't have enough earths, it'll do that. Yeah, because it'll shut everything down. If you don't have enough earths and you draw too much power, the earth has to be big enough for the power draw. So I'm wondering if that's what it's doing, because you go to take off, because then once you've taken off and you're idling along, it's okay. It's only when you first take off, so you accelerate, so it needs to draw more power for the pump, I suppose. I don't know, I'm just brainstorming at the moment, guys. Someone that knows these things will be sitting there going, I know exactly what it is, you dopey prick, why can't you see this? But anyway, we'll get there. Alright, I feel like Vladimir Zelensky or whatever his name is from Ukraine. I had to get a milk crate because I'm too short. He needed the Oval Office yesterday, a milk crate to stand on so he could be the same size as everyone else. Righto, I found where this wiring comes through here. See, it's broken through and there's another burn through bit there, so I'm going to pull that apart now and check that out, because there was a previous code for turbo actuator, but that's not going to cut the power like that though, I suppose. But yeah, I don't know. Auto electrics, I hate it. Don't know if it's the problem or not, but this wire goes down to, it must be the turbo actuator. The plug's broken, which doesn't matter, it was on there pretty tight. But can you see those wires just there? That one and that one there are worn through, and wherever they were sitting, because they were shoved through the back that way, which meant they sat on the turbo housing. They really should go through the front way here, because it'd be cooler and not have as many issues. But there was another spot I was worried about, or was that the spot? Because that was sitting there. Yeah, no, that's the first spot that I saw. So that was the bit I was worried about. I thought that there was another rub through down further, but I can't see it. So what I might do is I might see if they're thick enough, tape them up, see if they haven't lost too much stuff. But if they were sitting there and you go to take off and then they tag, it'll cut boost. Yeah, it'll cut the, yeah. I don't know. I'll get some tape. We'll tape it up, see what happens. Righto, I think I've found it. I'll try and show you, right? So you've got your positive lead here that comes off, right? It goes into this box thing just here. Can you see that box? When you look down there, where can you see it? Anyway, that red lead that you can see just down in the bottom there is, I'm going to pull it apart and show you, but it's like a, it goes up and it's on a right angle, it's almost cut through, so that's the power lead. So I'd say that, yeah, it is a voltage drop because it can't get the power past that. So I'm going to pull that apart now, pull it out, and we'll repair that big heavy cable, and I think then we're set. I honestly think that I don't think that was helping because it did throw a code for the boost actuator with that earthing out and it being ran the wrong way, getting hot and getting heated. And there was another wire that I just found here that was rubbed, but I've taped it up, it wasn't through. But if that touches something, obviously whatever sensor that is, if it earths out the power side of it, then that sensor won't work, and these things run on sensors. So I'll pull this out, I'll show you. I think we've found it. I'm pretty excited. So at least the transit didn't get done, but at least we've solved something. The worst part is I'm all excited because I found that bit, but I was excited when I found that bit and that bit, but they all have to be repaired, but I reckon this is the one. But I could be wrong, and then you're back to the draw. Yeah, anyway, let's pull it apart. Don't know about you guys, but that definitely couldn't be helping. Can you see it? Can you see how it's rooted? Yeah, so we'll pull that apart a bit, check her out, see how much of it's actually broken and cut, and clean it and put it back together. Might try and replace the whole piece if I can, but we'll see what I can find. So what I've done is I've traced that wire back through the loom to give me some more space so I can cut it there and rejoin it. I cut this piece off, and I'll show you this. It's when there wasn't a lot of it left. Look, see all that there's broken. So how much of it was actually joined? See, look at that. So a big heavy cable, and you got about half of it left. So yeah, so that's our problem for sure, and it's just terrible. Yeah, sweet. So I've got to go find a connector, put that on, redo the fusible link. I reckon that was it, because that would make sense. It's just wasn't getting enough voltage once you went to take off, and it needed more voltage because everything's like ECU ran, the injectors are electrified, the pump's electrified, everything, and it needs more power. I couldn't get it. More power, baby. All right, sweet. I think we've found it. I'm pretty sure we have. Righto, it's bloody hot. Sweat my ass off. Righto, so here's where we're at. I have cut and moved to the fusible link and pulled it out of the loom a little bit, rewired all that up, put it all back together, and it all seems to be back together all right. I've retaped that bit underneath there because I can't get back into it once all that's back together. I'm not going to put all this back together yet, but I'm going to recover all this, and I'll probably get some water hose and wrap all this so I don't get any rub throughs in the future. We've fixed the turbo solenoid one, so now we're going to drive it and see what she does, I suppose. So I'll lock this workshop up and we'll go for a run, see what the go is. So far she seems alright, like it's spooling and it's not nosing over, but the temp gauge, as you can see, is still cold. So let's get it up to temp, because it didn't happen normally straight away, so we will see. But she hear that shifter rattling, driving me mental. I'm gonna have to put bushes in the shifter and stuff and get rid of this stupid gear knob. Look, yeah, anyway, it's hot as fuck. Yeah, but at this point it's still going alright. We will see how we end up. It seems to be running a touch smoother for some reason, whether that's just voltage isn't dropping, but I think we're on a winner. Well, I hope we are anyway, because I'm sweating. Look at the sweat going on. Righto. Right, I'll do a lap around town. That'll get her up to temp, and then we'll see what she's doing. I think it's going to be all right. Let's cross our fingers. That's not good. But now we've got traction light and whatever that one is. So I'm going to stick the scan tool in and see what that is, because that's a different problem again. It's going to be fun, this one. Righto, so those lights that were there. Righto, camera went flat. Good news is it's sorted. I can't believe it. And I got that turbo Golf off him as well. He said that 3 auto elects had looked at this and couldn't repair it. And like, I spent an hour and a half on it and it's mint. Like, it's here we go. Ready? Full boost. Yeah, no nosing over, no nothing, even once it warms up. I did have issues though. So what happened is I fixed that first problem, which was the fusible link. I found rub throughs over there as well, rub throughs to the turbo boost solenoid, to tape them up. But the plug to the solenoid, because it actually has like an electronic big pad thing there, and then when I was test driving it, it'd be all right, and then it'd throw 2 different lights, and it was for the boost solenoid. So I'd get out, I'd plug it back on, and it'd be all right, but it'd move. But the clip was broken when I pulled it off to reroute it, because it was melting on the turbo. but I've put cable ties and it's cable tied on there tight now, and I've done some Ks before, and Jake came over before to help me move some stuff, and he took it for a drive too, and it's fine. So we are all set, and here he is right now with the car I swapped him. Anyway, all right, I'll upload this soon. Thanks guys, see you later.